G'day and welcome to Digger Gaming. My name is Ben and today we'll be taking a look at part of Australia's military push for force modernisation, specifically the K9 Thunder self-propelled 155mm howitzer, which is capable of scoot and shoot missions and bringing the ADF's artillery arsenal into a more modern and capable army. But before we get into it, if you like my videos and watch a few of them, please subscribe if you haven't already. In fact, I'll give you 20 seconds now to go do that for me.
A few moments later.
Thank you for subscribing. If you didn't, please consider subscribing for me. But let's get on to this video. Alright, so just a bit of background into the K9, which is this. We'll be getting 30 of them from 2022, so from now on to 2026, I think. But we're also getting 15 of the self-propelled ammunition supply vehicles, which are these. Alright, so we'll get stuck into it now, but basically I forgot to tell you that it's a South Korean self-propelled artillery gun, 155mm. I thought we would have went for the French self-propelled howitzer, which we've seen in Ukraine, which has been great. But it'll be interesting to see why we went with the South Korean version. Let's have a look.
After the Korean War, the USA had been so generous in supplying South Korea with a vast amount of military equipment and helping this country's industrialization efforts. In the 1980s, South Korea also took advantage of the bountiful technology transfers for military systems. So, in 1985, South Korea began to produce a local variant of the M109 called K-55 under license. But the operational requirements of the Republic of Korea Army were quite different than the US Army. The mobility of the K-55 was not entirely suitable for the mountainous Korean peninsula. Also, it had only a 23.5 kilometers firing range, while the North Korean M1978 Koksan could send a
That's a big gun.
170mm round to 60 kilometers. So, in 1989, by using the experience gained from the K-55, South Korea started a program for a new 155mm SPH, which would have a higher firing range, rate of fire, and mobility. Initially, the Republic of Korea Army evaluated an upgraded variant of the K-55, but the hull of the base vehicle, the M109, had no capacity for enhancement to meet the requirement. In 1992, South Korea also considered upgrading the K-55 to M109A6 Paladin standards, but the capabilities of the
So that's what I thought. Either the Paladin or I can't remember the name of the French one. Someone's going to crucify me for that. I should have done my research. But yeah, I thought we'd be getting something like this. So it should just be interesting to see why the South Korean one is going to suit Australia better, or if it will.
Paladin was too low to answer the Republic of Korea Army's needs. So, South Korea decided to develop an indigenous SPH called K9. Seoul selected Samsung Techwin, today Hanwha Techwin, as the prime contractor. The company completed the first two prototypes, called XK9, in 1994. Later, the Republic of Korea Army received 3 pre-production SPHs for further trials. These 5 vehicles were subjected to many challenging tests, during which over 12,000 projectiles were fired. In 1999, the Republic of Korea Marine Corps took the first production model of the K9 into service. Australia, Estonia, Finland, India.
It's interesting to see that Australia, Estonia, Finland, and India, and Norway, and South Korea, I guess, all countries that are trying to force modernise and increase their size, and with that, I guess their capability to bring it in line with, modern countries such as the States, UK, and the like. So yeah, let's continue on.
The current users of the K9. The 5-person crew consists of a commander, driver, gunner, and 2 loaders. The SPH is 12 meters long, 3.4 meters wide, and 2.73 meters high. Its combat weight is 46.3 tons. The 1000 horsepower STX MTU MT8.
Alright, so I'll have to have a look at how that compares to a normal towed howitzer. I'll put that in the display here now. So we'll see how that compares.
881 KA500 diesel engine provides a maximum speed of 67 kilometers per hour. The range of the vehicle is 360 kilometers. The K9 can negotiate 0.75 meter vertical steps, 2.8 meter trenches, and can ford to a depth of 1.5 meters. The maximum range of the 155mm 52 caliber CN98 gun is 40,000 meters with K307 extended range full bore base bleed projectile. The rate of fire is between 6 to 8 rounds per minute. The elevation of the 155mm gun is between -2.5 to +70 degrees. The turret can be traversed 360 degrees. The K9 carries 48 projectiles. Australia names its own SPH as a...
I'll just comment on that and say, the fact that it doesn't have to be towed and it's got its own armoured coaxial machine gun increases the capability in itself. It's pretty crazy that, yeah, I think the normal howitzer team is around 8 or 9 men compared to 5 men that can drive around and have their own armour and their own weapon system on board, as well as, obviously the big gun. Continue on.
AS9 Huntsman, Estonia as K9 Kiu, Finland as K9 FIN Moukari, India as K9 Vajra-T, and Norway K9 VIDAR. The K9 Vajra-T has a gunner's sight for direct fire and it's customized for desert operation. The K9 A1 variant...
I did not know that it had direct fire capability, so that is another thing in itself. You can almost operate somewhat like a tank, although you probably wouldn't want to. But yeah, that's the capabilities compared to that of a towed howitzer is greatly increased.
Variant has a more advanced fire control system and an improved driver's night periscope with front and rear cameras. Its inertial navigation system is coupled with GPS. The A1 also has an auxiliary power unit. The Norwegian K9 VIDAR is a variant of the K9 A1 with better protection. The Australian AS9 Huntsman variant is developed based on K9 VIDAR, and it has enhanced fire control and battle management systems. Its anti-tank mine protection is higher. The AS9 has a remote control weapon station. Due to increasing weight, the suspension of the vehicle is improved. The K9 A2 variant is currently under development. It will have an enhanced main gun with an increased barrel life from 1,000 rounds to 1,500 rounds.
Quite a lot.
The A2 will also have an extended firing range. Thanks to the fully automated auto-loading system, the crew will be reduced to 3% and the rate of fire will be increased. The K9 A2 will have composite rubber tracks, which will reduce vibration, noise, and maintenance requirements.
So just on that 3-person crew, it's a pity that Australia isn't getting the new A2 variant. That would be considerably good for Australia, being a small army, having a 3-man crew that is able to direct fire, has the computerized gun on top, forget the name of it at the moment, and yeah, can also do fire missions. Crazy capability for Australia if we could get the A2s.
Its anti-tank mine protection will be similar to AS9's. The K9 A3 will be fully automated and unmanned variant of the K9 A2. There are also 2 sub-variants of the K9, the Turkish T155 Fırtına and the Polish AHS Krab. Turkey modernized some M44 and M52s with German assistance in the 1980s and 1990s.
Waiting for you. This is your lucky day. I don't know how you found this website, but you won't regret.
With the experience gained from these programs, an SPH called Fatih was developed locally in the late 1990s. This vehicle had many German subsystems, but Germany refused to provide licensed production rights of these systems, so Turkey turned to South Korea. The T155 Fırtına is simply the Turkish production variant of the K9. Yet, these 2 SPHs have some distinct differences. The T155 has a heavier and bigger turret, which increases the combat weight to 47 tons. Different from the K9, it is equipped with an auxiliary power unit. Besides, its inertial navigation and electronic systems and some parts of its hull are also developed locally. Today, Turkey is taking delivery of the Fırtına 2 variant, which has an extended firing range, a higher rate of fire, and a remote control weapon station. The AHS Krab is not a direct derivative or a variant of the K9, but this Polish SPH has the same hull as its South Korean cousin. The The hull and turret of the K9 are of all-welded MIL 12560H armor steel with a maximum thickness of 19 mm, which protects against 14.5 mm armor-piercing rounds and shell splinters. The A1 variant has a driver's safety system which automatically stops the turret rotation if the driver's hatch remains open and is at the dangerous angle to the driver. The SPH has a CBRN protection system.
That in itself is great. I mean, there's been a lot of injuries and deaths because of our rollovers and turret stuff like that. So, yeah, with the Crow system as well, pretty impressive piece of kit.
It only takes 1 minute for the K9 to switch from on the move to open fire. It has an automatic loading system. The SPH can send 3 rounds to the target in 15 seconds in burst mode. Thanks to its multiple rounds simultaneous impact mode, these 3 rounds can simultaneously hit the single point. After the first burst, the K9 can fire 8 rounds per minute for the first 3 minutes. The SPH's sustained rate of fire is 2 to 3 rounds per minute. Its automatic fire control system provides rapid aiming, faster shooting, and improved accuracy. The Doppler-type muzzle velocity measuring system, which feeds information to the onboard computer, is mounted over the rear part of the gun. After the firing, the K9 can leave its position in 30 seconds, which helps avoid the counter-battery fire tremendously.
Very fast.
The 155mm 52 caliber CN98 gun is coupled with a sensor which continuously measures the temperature of the barrel to ensure firing safety. Its large multiple slotted muzzle brake reduces the firing impulse applied to the recoil system and also provides a superior capability of attenuating the blast overpressure and flash. The K9A1 can reach 54 km firing range with new ammunition that combines base bleed with rocket-assisted propulsion. The K10 ammunition resupply vehicle, which carries 104 155mm artillery shells and 500.
This is what we're getting as Australia as well. Seems like they can carry a lot in tow. If you could get a Crow system on one of these with a heavy machine gun, that'd also be very helpful. I'm probably going to hear that from them in a minute now.
The 4 propellant charges can support a team of K9 under armor protection. It takes 37 minutes to fully load a K9. Similarly, Turkey developed the Poyraz ammunition resupply vehicle for its T155 fleet. Different from its South Korean cousin, it has an auxiliary power unit. The Poyraz can carry up to 96 155mm shells. It can fully load a T155 in 20 minutes. Thanks to its hydropneumatic suspensions, the K9 has excellent cross-country mobility, especially over mountainous terrain. On November 23, 2010, the K9 Thunder was baptized with fire during the bombardment of Yampyando. The 7th Artillery Company of the Republic of Korea Marine Corps conducted counterattacks against the surprise North Korean artillery bombardment. 2 of 6 K9s suffered.
It's not often that you get something like this that's been baptized by fire and been proven in combat as well. So that's a pretty good thing for us behind these. I guess it's probably one of the reasons why we did choose to acquire this self-propelled howitzer.
Minor damage in the early stages of the attack, and one of the SPHs experienced a shell stuck in the barrel due to a misfire from a faulty charge. But the remaining howitzers managed to seize the North Korean fire.
Battle-proven.
Since 2007, the Turkish armed forces has successfully used the T155s against terrorist groups. Also, this SPH has carried out important artillery support missions in Turkish involvement in the Syrian civil war. As a matter of fact, the accurate attacks of the Turkish artillery became the subject of a study at NATO headquarters. But at least one T-155 was destroyed by an anti-tank missile due to poor perimeter defense of the firing zone. Let's turn back to our question at the beginning. And wheeled competitors. The truck-mounted howitzers, which has become the new trend of the SPH market, have a strong claim that thanks to the improved automotive technologies, they have similar mobility with the tracked ones. But the keyword here is similar, not same. Yet there is another catch which is unnoticeable. The cross-country mobility of the wheeled vehicles is similar to the track ones on the plains with a small rough, not on the mountains or ice. If you closely look at the commercial success...
I have to pause it there and say the other thing too is with the wheeled ones, they don't seem to have anywhere near as amount of protection or firepower in regards to the Crows and machine gun system. Sorry, I think we chose the right ones, being the tracked versions.
Of the K9, we can see that it has won the tenders of the countries which generally have mountainous terrain. So why have these countries not chosen the other tracked SPHs, such as the PZH-2000? On paper, this German vehicle is superior to the K9 in many ways. It can fire 3 rounds in 9 seconds in burst mode and reach 67 kilometers of a firing range. The PZH-2000 can carry 12 more rounds than its South Korean rival. These two SPHs competed against each other in Norway. The result has shown that the K9's cross-country mobility on the mountainous terrain is superior. Similarly, India tested the K9 against the Russian 2S19. The results were the same. Germany and Russia are not mountainous countries, so they developed the SPHs which are suitable for the war on the plains. But South Korea designed the K9.
That is interesting that those other vehicles, the other SPHs, were more akin to more akin to flat terrain and not mountainous terrain, being Germany, and that Australia is pretty similar. So I wonder why we chose the K9. I mean, it seems pretty good on paper, but we'll have to wait and see,
For
I
its
guess.
mountainous geography. The countries which need a similar type of SPH naturally chose the Thunder. Alright, why have the other countries like Australia, which are
Here
not
we go.
mountainous, chosen the K9? Because it is cheaper in every way, open to being developed, and free from political issues.
Yeah.
In the last 30 years, Western European companies have accepted producing several units of an artillery system as a big success. However, South Korea produces a few thousand units. A large volume production means lower unit cost and ample and inexpensive availability of spare parts. This fact makes the K9 is about 60% cheaper than the PZH-2000. Besides, Western European companies have fallen into the grip of a strange bureaucratical structure. So, they have to grapple with many certifications that painfully take a long time and cost for even a simple modification.
I think that's good with Australia not being a full member of NATO. You have the choice of being able to pick and choose a little bit more. But, yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess it's a matter of waiting and see.
However, South Korea can quickly and cost-effectively adapt the K9 to customers' demands. Western European countries, which play active roles in world's politics, can be biased in political matters according to their interest or values. It is ethically understandable but not beneficial for business. Commercial success has come naturally when South Korea's more neutral, business-oriented marketing strategy is combined with its smoother approach to technology transfer. So, the K9's achievement in the international market is not a surprise. Currently, it's the most cost-effective Western SPH. But don't be wrong. It is not the cheap in the same way with the phrase, if you buy cheaply, you pay dearly. The K9 is a highly effective and powerful SPH. It is one of the top in its class.
Alright guys, so that's the K9 Thunder. Australia is, well, soon to be in service self-propelled howitzer. It seems to be that it's not the most expensive, most Gucci bitty kit, but probably the most economical and serviceable for Australians. With the 5-man crew, and with the other version being a 3-man crew, that'll be perfect for us. I'm going to do a few more videos on the stuff that Australia is acquiring, being weapons, new helicopters, our naval assets, and all that sort of stuff that you don't really hear in the news. So if you'd like to see some of that, definitely hit subscribe and like, and we'll go over that in the future. Apologies, this video has been a long time coming. I've got my computer back now, so there should be a little bit more content in the future. Cheers guys, and until next time, I'll see you then.